then you are keeping yourself on the timeline of your desired end. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I'm inspired to talk about inspired action, timelines, and being magnetized to the end that you most frequently and dominantly visit in your mind, in your thinking, in your thoughts, in your daydreaming, in your affirmations to yourself, which you're constantly affirming, whether I'm saying you're always thinking. And if you're thinking over 60,000 thoughts, some people have said 70,000, some people have said 90,000. Mind you, there are millions and millions of bits of information coming into you subconsciously every moment. It doesn't mean that, by the way, that all of these thoughts are on just like your specific person, money, health, blah, 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 blah. It's everything. So even within just the first 30 seconds of me talking about this just now, I don't realize it, but I just had a thought of the grocery store, of Hannah, of my mom, of the dogs, of you guys, of my first client, of my last client, of what I'm going to eat tonight. In other words, and it's even more than that. That's just what I'm able to just talk about consciously. Your job and your only job is to get clear of what it is that you really, really want and desire. So get clear on what is in your heart and soul, the very core of you. And please recognize that your nature is beyond the human expression, beyond the ego. The ego is just the cute, adorable, perfect, magnificent, and yes, perfect exactly how you are right now, creation of the God that created literally galaxies, literally the God that created anything and everything. And as we are realizing and knowing now, because you're potentially just learning about this, all of creation and all of existence, everything is already done. It was already done before you even came into this body, into this human experience. So you are perfect creation of the God that created everything, but you are also that. You are just playing small in this human experience. It's actually, from my perspective, a form of blasphemy. Blasphemy being something that goes against anything or anyone sacred, being disrespectful to anyone or anything sacred. You are sacred. It's blasphemy when you continue to see yourself as being less than sacred. And if you're manifesting things with your specific person, and in your mind while I'm saying this, maybe you're new to this and you're saying, but they, your life is mirroring all of you. It's all information for you to make a decision. Yes, give me more of that. No, that actually isn't what I want. What I want is this, and then clearly define it. So when you're inspired to do and say things, be very conscious. Try to get yourself reminding yourself first thing in the morning who you actually are, and remain as conscious and present to life as you can throughout the day. So you don't allow your ego mind to take you. Because as soon as you allow your ego mind to take you, you go from being awakened in your power to being disempowered and kind of back asleep, not realizing who you actually are. If say you're manifesting things back with your true love, your mirror soul, your soulmate, the love of your life, who is your partner, wife, or husband, okay? Not just your SP, not an ex. I keep reminding you guys of this in every video now. I remember one time when, I don't know exactly when this was, but my mirror soul, Hannah, had said something like, I'm more than that. I'm more than your SP. I'm like, damn right you are. Of course you are. So when you're inspired to take action, please be very present and aware with yourself of what's inspiring you. So think about it this way. Think about in the quantum field, everything is existing right now. Infinite versions of everything you can't even fathom in your human. We can't even think about the vastness of it. We can't put language, we can't express it in words, the vastness of it. But if there were only 10 infinite realities, one of them being the ideal with you and your person and the money and the health, and the two of you guys are in good health together, the two of you guys love each other, depend on each other, don't want to both be too independent. You want to be interdependent, where you see yourself that you can rely on yourself. You're strong. You also see that they can rely on themselves, but you guys also feel safe and secure relying on each other. So you want to get into that energy of being interdependent, and your person is interdependent. So it's not codependent and unhealthy. If now you think about that perfect life, the ideal version of you and your person and your life together, that's crystal clear in your mind. And that is one of the first steps. So if you're not crystal clear about it, get clear. Step back and get clear. So if that's existing, and let's say that that's a sphere, let's just imagine a sphere, a bubble, the perfect life. So we're going to kind of imagine the quantum field, just vastness, space, right? Nothingness, everything and nothing all at once. And then we're going to imagine this perfect bubble and sphere of your perfect life. And then imagine 9 other. So imagine this circularly. I'm sorry, I should have a whiteboard or something, but imagine all of these bubbles, right? 10 of them. You're there in the center. You're the nucleus of it, right? And then there are these invisible, call them whatever you want, call them little invisible lines to each one of these infinite possibilities. But again, sorry, with my example, there are only 10. When you are triggered and when you are in fear that your person doesn't love you as much as you love them, that they don't see you, they don't value you, they don't respect you, they don't want to be in a relationship, they don't trust you, they don't believe in you, they don't believe in blah, 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 whatever the circumstance is, they're an avoidant, they're addicted to this, they cheated on me, they are in love with someone else, blah, 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 blah. That is all stuff that you didn't realize before you stepped into your power. You didn't realize who you actually are. You didn't realize who they actually are. So you were seeing yourself as small and potentially even seeing your person as small. You're not seeing your person in their power. Before I get further into this, if you love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want me to be your coach, I can help you understand this more, and I can help you get more in alignment with your more powerful self. Just email me a short description at kim@coreunion.com, and then you book on my website, coreunion.com. Okay, so back to this. In the morning, from my perspective, the very first thing I think you should do when you wake up and you're becoming aware of thought, you become aware of that you are more than just this human form. So step into your power of being all of it. Remind yourself early on when you first wake up. Tap into God, tap into the gratitude of this magnificent and amazing and incredible life. And I know that some of you guys are like, but my life sucks. Please trust me. I have been there. I have been there sleeping on a mattress on a floor with cardboard boxes as nightstands. So I talk the talk and I walk the walk. You don't want to keep regurgitating and recycling your old story of not being worthy, not being good enough, not having the life that you want, not having the money that you want, not being treated the way you deserve, not having the love and the support that you want through mutual respect, equality, passion, best friends, companions, safety, security. Okay. So tap into that first thing in the morning. And I can help you with specifically with the inner work to do. I can help share kind of what I do, which has always worked for me. And I've been doing this deliberately since 2005 or 2006. Let's go back to the metaphor that I was talking about. You've tapped into being who you are, and you are at the center of everything. So when you're clear now and you've done your inner work in the morning, your job and your one and only job is to remain carrying yourself, embodying that version of you. That is all you need to do. You are recognizing that everything in your reality, everything has been, everything is currently, and everything always will be mirroring you back to you, all of you. So clear up and clean up all of you and how you see yourself. So if you suddenly are doing the inner work of having this beautiful, passionate, loving, sacred, secure, fun, amazing, happy relationship with your specific person first thing in the morning, and that feels so good. It feels so amazing. And then you kind of wake up and you're doing your own thing. And now you start to go on autopilot again, but you haven't actually shifted and changed how you truly see yourself. And now you're feeling the fear and the limiting belief are rising up, and you're getting in your anxious energy. Now you are no longer being who you actually are. Now you're being your small self again. And now you are urged because you didn't, in the physical 3D, you didn't get a text or a call in the morning, or you're observing that there's no movement. By the way, when you're doing that, you have also fallen out of actually who you are. You get in your anxious energy again. Whether you've heard from your person or not, it doesn't matter. But let's say that you haven't yet. Now you are wanting to check, you're getting urged, you're in that energy. This right here is where you're supposed to stop yourself, because what's happening now, think about it this way, back to the metaphor. If you're in your feelings and now you're wondering if anything has changed, and you don't believe that they want you as much as you want them, and you're urged to see if anything has changed, watching their Instagram stories or checking on Facebook to see what they've posted today, or you wanting to post something sexy about yourself to get their attention, that's manipulation. You're not actually in your power. And as soon as you're having this urge, if you don't catch it, you are believing in one of these other bubbles of reality where you are not together. You are not together because you're not seen. You're not seeing yourself, really. And so if you're not seeing yourself, then your person can't actually see yourself. If you don't see yourself, your person can't see you, point blank. So you're urged, and instead of catching yourself and going back into the focus and discipline of this perfect ideal bubble sphere of your perfect life together, you give into this weakness, you give into this. Now you take inspired action, and now you are fully embodying this other version of you. And now you're being magnetized by this end, by this reality, by this potential. So everything now that you experience because of this like invisible line, right? This is the trajectory. This is the timeline now that you're on to this sphere and this version of reality. Everything is going to have its own set of experiences that are going to push you further and further and further down. It's going to take you right out of trust. It's going to probably make you feel less than, but it's you doing it to yourself because you listen to that inspired action. And now you're in this timeline with its own set of circumstances, constantly proving yourself, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. You were not seen. You're not heard. You're not a priority. You're not loved. You're lonely. You're single. You feel desperate. You feel anxious. These are all of the circumstances now that you have put yourself in the timeline of. You are manifesting that because you didn't stop when your old limiting beliefs came up and tell yourself who the heck you are and who your person is and the relationship. In other words, you didn't pull yourself back into your end. So you are constantly being magnetized. If these are all potentials out there right now, all of them are existing all at once in the now, because there is only the now. There's always only been the now. But from the human existence, we can only experience time in this more linear pace. Through our five senses, we see things, the money, health, the house, the career, how people treat us, our relationship with all different types of people in our reality, and the relationship with your specific person. All of these things are part of your old programming that you didn't realize what was happening as you were growing up. When you are feeling magnetized to do a certain thing, to behave in a certain way, please recognize that you are being magnetized to an end that you don't want. Because when you get clear and you stay clear, then you are keeping yourself on the timeline of your desired end. So please remain in your power and don't let your ego mind pull you out of it, because it's designed to do that, but it's not actually keeping you safe. It's actually keeping you from allowing yourself to have your dream life. Okay. So don't let it take you, and embody being Be super clear of who you are from the moment that you wake up and do whatever to maintain that throughout the day. I highly recommend that you do some form of focused inner work when you first wake up, somewhere in the middle of the day, and right before you go to sleep. And between those three focused minimum 10 minutes of just being who you are and putting yourself in trust, if between those times that you do that, if you feel yourself wavering, get yourself back in check. Okay. These are the points where you guys are urged to reach out, urged to see if something changed, urged to check the socials. Do remember what I said with this metaphor today. When you're doing that, remind yourself, who am I right now? Where am I right now? What do I want? And don't give in to the bait of your ego. Don't give in to the bait of your 3D. Do not check the socials. Do not do that, because you are putting yourself on the trajectory and timeline of having more circumstances that you don't want. Okay. So please remain in trust. And I know that it can be really hard when you're actually in the 3D with your person, if the relationship isn't what you know that the two of you guys are to each other. And in some cases, it is very good and healthy for your end, for you being loyal and faithful to being authentic, being the wife or husband and partner. Sometimes it's better to communicate your feelings in a powerful way without expecting or needing anyone to agree with you, and allow the 3D to just allow it to just be, and don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So you can speak your feelings from a place of power without needing to hear anything back, and maybe retreat a little bit and don't interact so much in the 3D if the interacting with your person is pulling you out of the wish fulfilled, if it's making you be the smaller version of you. Okay, I love you. I know that this helped many of you guys. If you need me, just reach out and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.